Nobody warns you that the most dangerous thief in your life will not come wearing a mask. They will come smiling, sitting across from you at dinner, laughing at your jokes, calling themselves your friend. There is a kind of tiredness that sleep cannot fix. You know the one. You wake up after 8 hours and still feel like something has been quietly drained from you. Not your body, but something deeper. Your ideas feel thin. Your motivation feels borrowed. The creative fire that once burned with terrifying intensity now barely holds a flicker, and you cannot figure out why. Here is what most people never consider. You might not be burnt out. You might be surrounded by the wrong people. Creative energy is not infinite. Most of us treat it like it is, pouring it out freely, sharing our half-formed ideas in rooms full of people who were never meant to receive them, spending our best hours in conversation that take everything and give nothing back. We do this because we have been taught that generosity is always a virtue, but there is a version of generosity that is actually self-destruction dressed in polite clothing, and it is quietly killing your work. Your creative energy is not just a resource, it is a living thing. It responds to its environment, shrinks under cold eyes, and expands in warmth. Think about the last time you had a genuinely great idea. Where were you? Who were you with? Now think about the last time you felt completely blocked, when every sentence felt wrong and every vision felt flat. Who had you just spent 3 hours talking to? The answer, if you sit with it long enough, will tell you almost everything. The people in your circle are not passive presences, they are active forces. Some of them expand you. They ask the question that cracks the thing open. They sit with your uncertainty without needing to fix it. They treat your vision as something real before it has earned the right to be called real. These people are rare. Protect them fiercely. But others, and this is the part nobody wants to say out loud, others shrink you. Not always through cruelty, sometimes through casual dismissal. A small laugh at the wrong moment. A "that's interesting" delivered in a tone that means the opposite. A habit of steering every conversation back to what is safe, what is proven, what has already been done. You leave them feeling vaguely smaller than when you arrived, though you could never quite explain why. That feeling is data. It is your nervous system sending you a memo you keep ignoring. Auditing your circle does not mean becoming cold. It does not mean cutting everyone who ever doubted you or building a wall around yourself and calling it discipline. It means becoming honest, perhaps for the first time, about what each relationship in your life actually costs you and what it gives back in return. You are not obligated to perform openness for people who use your openness as raw material for their own comfort. Some people in your life deserve your presence, but not your process. They can have your laughter, your history, your warmth, but not your unfinished ideas, not the thing you are building at 2 a.m., not the dream that is still too fragile to survive a careless word. This is not cruelty. This is curation. The sculptor does not hand strangers the chisel. There is also something worth naming about the particular damage done by the almost right people. Not the obvious drains. Those are easy enough to see once you know what to look for. The harder ones are the friends who mean well, but cannot stop comparing. The family members who love you, but need you to stay legible to them. The colleagues who are talented themselves, but who flinch every time your ambition outpaces theirs. These relationships carry real love and real weight. Losing them, or even adjusting them, costs something genuine. But staying as you are, keeping the peace, dimming the light, costs more. It costs you the work. And the work ultimately is the whole point. The creative life demands a particular kind of ruthlessness, not toward people, but toward distraction, toward mediocrity, toward the comfortable smallness that can masquerade as humility. When you audit your circle, you are not ranking people by their worth as human beings. You are asking a different question entirely. Who do I become in this person's presence? That question is not selfish. It is survival. The most important room you will ever design is not your studio or your office. It is the invisible room made of the people you let close. Start small. Pay attention for 1 week. Notice who you call after a breakthrough and who you instinctively never tell. Notice who leaves you restless with ideas and who leaves you reaching for your phone to numb the flatness they left behind. Notice, most importantly, which relationships make you feel like the most expanded version of yourself and which ones quietly insist you be smaller. Then make the decisions you have been postponing. Some will be easy, some will hurt. But here's the thing about protecting your creative energy. Nobody else is going to do it for you. Your work cannot advocate for itself. Your vision has no voice until you give it one. And it cannot speak at all if the people closest to you have been quietly teaching it to whisper. Guard what you are building, not because your dream is more important than people, but because the world needs what you are capable of making, and you cannot make it running on empty.